So we have Sanji versus Boa. Boa also a new leader. Good to see this. It's good to see new leaders being tested, being tried out, getting tried out, and let's see how Sanji can handle this deck, because uh, this leader is making a lot of noise. A lot of people are saying that Boa is very strong and it's a tier S deck. So yeah, we saw so Boa won in the first round, which is a strong signal already, right? Started strong, but let's see how it goes. So this is a new card, OP14. So Gloriosa. So let's see this. What is this new card does? Sorry guys, you know, new for me. A lot of those cards where it's our first attempt at this meta, but Gloriosa is, you may add one card from the top or bottom of your life to your hand. Add up to one card from your hand to the top or bottom of your to the top of your life, not bottom. So you can pick from the top or bottom, but you add just to the top. And we see Boa developing a quick board in there. So we see run as well being played. So let's see here. We can see what run does. Let's find the card. There we go. So activate main, give up to one rested dawn card to one of your Kuja Pirates type leaders or character cards. So pretty much gives one dawn to Boa, right? So yeah, we see a strong start already, a Boa blocker as well. That Boa blocker is from the starter Dofi starter deck. Very good card. The tough part is that, like, you can't KO Boa's characters, because if you do that, you start to have to take life, which is tough. So you have to be very strategic on what can I KO and what I can't, right? What I should leave on the board. But the good thing is that Sanji has all those events that they don't KO. They bounce it back, or they make sure that you can't, or they bottom deck just to bypass Boa's effect. In case you don't know what Boa's effect is, so it's pretty much on opponent's turn. When you play a card, draw one card. When you play a character on the opponent's turn, you can draw one card, and Boa needs one dawn given to her when to be able to activate the second ability. So when your Amazon Lily or Kuja Pirate types character with 5k base power or more is KO'd, your opponent adds one card from the top of their life to their hand. So pretty much, if you KO a character with 5k or more base power, you have to take a life, which is very detrimental, right? It's very harsh. So we see here the first swing going towards that Sanji. It is difficult here. So there is the effect to discard an event that buffed Sanji, and on top of it, giving it 2k. So yeah, very, very well played by Sanji. So we see minus 3k on RAM. So because that free rested dawn to the leader, of course, makes Boa's life much easier. This will come at a cost, right? So if you kill that character, you have to take a life, but it's a good situation here, because Boa has pretty much no board at the moment. And we see Sanji with a board established, like sort of. Another problem of Boa is that the deck runs a lot of triggers, so it's pretty difficult because when you hit them, they say like, okay, you hit me, here I go, I put another character out, and that makes the game so much difficult. So to work through it, to you work around uh, the leader ability, right? Because you have that attack that came out of life already. It can attack already because uh, it's just played on the opponent's turn, so it will attack, and you can't kill it because if you go for the character, you have to take a life, which is pretty rough. Let's see what Sanji still can do here. We have options, right, in hand. It's not like there are no options. So we see a searcher event going on. Yeah, tough spot. Didn't find much to work with. Another search on top of that. But that Sanji on the board's becoming massive without this, right? The problem is that if you swing with that, opponent blocks, a life's gone, which is very difficult. That Boa is not having a good time today, not staying on the board. Second time, bounced back to hand. So yeah, not a very good time here for that blocker Boa Hancock to make things happen, right? So yeah, that slave arrow trigger to draw 2 cards and send 2 cards to the bottom of the deck. So pretty much cycle the hand, fix it. And we see Sanji here being very, very careful to make sure there is Dawn available to survive. One more hit. Let's see, Boa probably will counter out of that with a 2K. Yeah, and we see a blocker coming out. Very good. Very strong play. Being able to look at the top cards, play a character from there, very good. Very strong event. Yeah, we see that Sanji is having some difficulties with not finding the events that would be needed to navigate this match, and we understand that, right? Because you want the events that will either bounce things back to hand or put them on the bottom of the deck, the characters, so Boa won't be taking your life when you get rid of the characters. But still, very we see that Sanji is navigating through it. And that's harsh because this one, like, you heal one, my opponent heals, I lose a life, so it's a tough one, right? That new Boa Hancock's a tough one to go with. A lot of thinking through again. Yeah, we have to get out of this attack, right? Not too much to do, but like maybe the Gungam Giant here is the option, like to be able to filter the hand, and still not seeing the pieces, which is pretty hard. So true life, difficult situation for Sanji. Sanji is pretty much being thrown against the ropes here. Looking at the trash, just trying to think. Yeah, we know Blackout from previous tournaments. He thinks through it a lot. He really navigates like his plays very well. He's very methodic. So we may see something happening here, something unexpected here. Like, it's not an easy spot to be in, but if there is one person that can find a way out of this, I would say it's Blackout. There we go, a counter for this first one, so that probably changes the course of our actions here. That beef burst maybe give us some breathing here. And now it's the good part of this now is that there's no life to lose anymore, right? So going for board now, it's viable. There we go. This is a certain kill, right? Because yeah, best that Boa could do is it would be a 2K with only one card in hand. Oof, that's tough. Not the best spot to be in here, to be honest. But we see that like Sanji keeps like just navigating it through and trying to find the next, what's the next piece, what can I do. Probably we're trying to make that yeah, we were trying to make it scared, that trying to make the opponent scared, so leaving those open and clearing a little bit of the board, but that didn't go that very well. Yeah, 20k is a lot, so not much can be done here. Yeah, that's a GG.